I'm Kate, and I'm here with Woman to Watch, and my guest is Monika Walker, and she is a fantastic local inspiring artist, but her medium is a little bit unusual. Can you tell me what you do?
Well, my medium is dough, and I'm a bread nerd. That's kind of my job description, I guess.
Bread nerd?
Well, I'm an artisan baker, so that's what I do for a living.
So it's such a creative path. Tell me about working in a field that demands your attention and your creativity every single day. Is that draining or is it invigorating?
Oh, I would say it's definitely invigorating. I'm very, very blessed to have not a hard time coming up with new stuff. I just actually kind of get overwhelmed by having too many things, too many ideas on the go, and finding time to do it all. But yeah.
How do you is it just natural to you, or do you have techniques that get your creative juices flowing so that you know how to put it together?
Well, I think the most interesting part is because I didn't have a formal apprenticeship to learn what I do, is to kind of teach myself and eventually take courses, but to really understand the entire field as just formulas. And so there's a lot of parallels in bread and pastry, and so you do a lot of interchanging percentages and interchanging ingredients. So from there, it's really easy to kind of puzzle and mix and match and come up with different ideas.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And then you're also creative because you run this, you're not just a chef in someone else's kitchen, you run the whole thing yourself. So, and you started up from the ground, right? That must have been a scary experience.
Well, I didn't start it up. I was very lucky. I bought it when it was 2 years old.
Okay.
So I moved up to the Okanagan, and there's this tiny little bakery. They were just needing some part-time help, and it was Reese Pender and Alishan Driediger that owned it back then, and I started baking bread in their garage, in their backyard, because they had a child and another baby on the way. So that was in 2007 that I took it over. So it's been a few years now, but I didn't have the startup grind, and I really feel for everybody that has to go through the first 2 years, because even the next 5 years after that, we're still a steep learning curve for sure.
Yeah.
But it's been a huge success to be able to take it to the level that it is now.
The next level, and create and may help it become what it is today, right?
Yeah, I feel very fortunate.
Yeah. And you seem so happy and blessed with this opportunity rather than feeling burdened by it. And so how do you, because you carry this on your shoulders, right? How do you learn to let it go and enjoy it and continue to see it as a beautiful art form instead of as a job or as a chore?
Well, I think the best thing is to share it, and not just to share it with our customers, but share it also with all of my staff, who are more my family and friends than really my staff, I guess. And we all get to, share the tasks now. It's not just me anymore. So I've had to learn to delegate. I'm sure for every boss that's something that's challenging, but once you kind of get the hang of it, and you see that everybody has these unique talents, and they want to share their talent with you, so you delegate specific tasks to match with their talents, and before you know it, you have a successful business that is a joy to run. So
that's so great. And did you when you were 15 or when you were 20, did you always picture this as being the life that you would lead?
No, I never thought it would get to this point. It just kind of happened that way. But I baked since I was little. I grew up in Germany, so it's very normal to eat pastry every day. It's just part of our culture.
Sounds like a good life.
It was a pretty great life. And I baked when I was little, and then thought I would become a chef. But my career path somehow led me back to baking, and it's been a real pleasure to be able to turn it into a craft, not just a job anymore.
Yeah, that's really important, right? Is turning it into something that you derive creativity and joy from every day rather than just a job.
For sure.
So, but you had to have had that moment when you paused and you said, okay, well, I always pictured myself as being a chef, but I'm going to take a different road. And that must have been a scary moment, because I would fear that I was taking the wrong choice.
Well, for me, it was admitting failure.
Oh, really?
I thought, oh my God, I thought I was going to be a chef, and I don't think I'm cut out for it. It was a really pretty tough life. And I think most people that work in the fine dining industry will understand. It's really hard work, and not that being a baker isn't. It's just more lighthearted. It has a different culture to it, and it's a lot of early mornings or late nights, one or the other usually. But the flow of production is very different. It's a lot less stressful. So it's definitely a nice thing. But I was definitely very disappointed with myself that I didn't think I'd make it in the chef world. Well, now I'm a pastry chef. They call me that, but I call myself more a baker. I guess.
So you had that disappointment and that realization about yourself, but now you seem thoroughly at peace and joyful and happy about the choice that you made. Was that a long process, or was it as soon as you started doing baking, you realized that this was the thing for you?
Oh, I realized right away that I did not make a mistake. It was definitely the right thing to do. I think it's when you when something is really hard, I'm sure you've had that in any part of your life where you're really working at something and it's really, really difficult and it just doesn't come easy. I just feel like you're maybe not meant for it, and that was what it was for me. So baking came really easy to me, and it was just so natural, like everything about it, the ingredients, the feel, the intuition, all of it just. And it wasn't like that with cooking. So I still love to cook for my friends, but
you didn't want to make a career out of it.
I wouldn't want to make a career out of it. No.
That's fascinating, because you do have to walk that line though of you don't want to be like, I'm going to quit this because it's too hard, because then you're giving up on something. But knowing the difference between it being too hard and you not being right for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you must have had to face that and figure out which one it was.
Exactly.
So it must have been really tricky. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 20 years? Like, do you have a plan? Are you a plan kind of person, or are you kind of going with the flow and seeing what takes me?
I guess I'm a going with the flow person, but I would really like to be able to retire being a baker. I would see if it's possible. It's one of those things that I just constantly want to get better at what I do. There's so many little rabbit holes that you can go into in I'm sure any craft and any artistry, and that's what takes it, I guess, to the next level, right? Is you sort of learn how to do something, and then you get good at it, and then you get excellent at it, and at some point it becomes a craft, and then you become a master at it. So maybe by the time I'm 85, I can call myself a master baker. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
But so otherwise I'm just really really enjoying work, and being able to have a few apprentices that are, have the same goals, and being able to pass on this trade, because it's been a dying trade for years. So it's kind of exciting to be able to do that. It's just taking some of our fellow bakers through the apprenticeship process, so they can, take themselves to that next level.
And starting a new generation of people who were like you when you were growing up, passionate and ate pastries and beautiful pastries, right?
Yes.
So you must feel like you're leaving a legacy, which
it
might be a bit strong.
That would be a bit strong,
yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Monika. I really appreciate your words of wisdom, and you're really inspiring.
Well, thank you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.